The NASCAR Xfinity Series race has officially concluded from Watkins Glen, and what looked like was going to be a pretty calm and really good fuel mileage finish turns a pretty chaotic finish and an awesome finish to the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. I just got done watching NASCAR Xfinity Series race from Watkins Glen, the Shriners Children's 200. We have quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So for the green flag drop in today's race, Cole Custer, Alex Bowman, Brett Moffitt, and Parker Retzlaff would all have to go to the rear for unapproved adjustments. So at the start of the race, he had Ty Gibbs lead the field from the inside with Justin Allgaier on the outside, and Ty Gibbs got a fantastic start and was able to clear for the race lead. There's a little bit of contact happening early in the race. First, you have Brennan Poole get spun by Max McLaughlin going through the bus stop. They went side by side. Then on lap number 6, you saw Connor Mosack spin off the racetrack on the bus stop. He's able to continue going. Then you had a multiple incidents happening on lap number 9 between Jeremy Clements and Chandler Swift, and both were basically side by side trying to get around Daniel Hemrick at the time. The race is able to stay green. And then, of course, you had Kyle Busch pit from 5th position because he had a lot of debris on his front grille and never was a factor after that. And then we saw John Nemechek and Riley Herbst make some contact coming through the bus stop. They're able to continue going. And then on the radio on lap 14, we saw Riley Herbst's radio that he was having transmission issues and it was popping out of gear. But the race would stay green throughout, and Ty Gibbs would come off the corner and win stage number 1 in dominant fashion by basically 4 laps. Then by 4 seconds. Then we continue going, and now on the next lap, trouble strike in the first caution race come out for Ryan Ellis, who stopped on the racetrack. I think he had like a transmission issue, a transit after something broke on the car, and stopped on the racetrack, had a lot of fluid drop, and unfortunately would fall out of the race. Then Chandler Swift actually got a penalty on pit road as well because he was sent to the back because he pitted through too many boxes. And then basically lights came out on the pace car going to the restart on lap 24. And then trouble strike for Josh Williams, who was basically checking, I think, his headset, and he ran into the back of Stephen Parsons, getting a ton of damage on that car. Just a kind of a rookie mistake from Josh Williams, in my opinion. Got a ton of damage on that car. Such shame because Josh is actually having a decent run. It was probably going to get a good finish out of the day as well, but that damage caused a little bit of a longer yellow. At this time, though, also Brett Moffitt went to the garage due to an axle issue. And then on the restart, Alex Bowman actually came down pit road about lap 15 or 16, and he would assume control of the race. So he led on the inside after the pit stop with Ty Gibbs on the outside, and Ty Gibbs got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. There was some contact between Sammy Smith and Kaz Grala going through the bus stop, but Ty Gibbs able to hold on to the lead. And then basically the race would continue on. And then the second caution race come out lap number 30 for Kaz Grala, who got hit by Sammy Smith and went straight through the bus, basically hitting the go bowling sign. Someone needs to make a meme off that, I think, at this point. But he hit the go bowling sign and brought the caution out. Sammy Smith got a ton of front end damage because of that. And Kaz Grala had a ton of grill damage. Basically, a caution came out because of debris. So then on the restart, Ty Gibbs lead the field from the inside with Alex Bowman on the outside. And we saw Ty Gibbs get another fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead with Justin Allgaier jumping up the second position. At this point, Riley Herbst is starting to have some major issues a few laps later, and he would come down to pit road. Then Kaz Grala, he went off the racetrack, got into the sand drop. He's able to continue going. But nothing mattered at this point, as coming off the final corner, Ty Gibbs would continue to lead and win stage number 2. And unfortunately, this time, Riley Herbst would go to the garage. Then on lap number 46, the next caution race would come out for Stephen Parsons, who pit for 20th position at time after smoke was coming out of the back of the car. Max McLaughlin then at the time actually crashed, and that was what really brought the caution out, is he basically spun him maybe through the oil, I'm not entirely sure, but he really hit the outside wall really, really hard, bringing the caution out. And at this time, this would really, really change the game because it would become a field strategy race because everyone didn't know if they were going to make it to the end. So then on lap 48, the leaders would come down pit road. Austin will actually have a fantastic pit stop and winning the race off of pit road. There was some contact, I think, happening, between Sam Bear and a couple other guys on pit road as well. So then on the restart, Kyle Weatherman actually decided to stay out, and we had Austin Hill on the outside. Kyle Weatherman got a decent restart, but Ty Gibbs basically went 3 wide into the inside of turn number 1 and was able to pass for the race lead. And Kyle Weatherman completely dropped to the field because he was on old tires. Then we started seeing some strategy. On lap 54, you saw John Nemechek come down pit road first from 5th for field, and then a few laps later, Sammy Smith also came down pit road as well. Meanwhile, with 20 laps to go, Anthony Alfredo was spun from 20th position after getting basically loose in the corner and spun, but he's able to continue going. And then we saw contact with 18 laps to go between Cole Custer with Alex Bowman, and basically both ended up spinning from third to fourth position. It's like Cole Custer kind of made a mistake. He drove back up in the racetrack and got into Alex Bowman, but the race would continue green. And then on the next lap, Cole Custer basically went up through the inner loop and basically spun out in turn number 3, got in the grass, was able to continue going, and dropped pretty far back. And it looked like Ty Gibbs was going to run off with the win, but he came down pit road with 8 laps to go for a splash of field. Because he had such a big lead over guys like Sam Mayer, however, he basically would come out and would only be back at 5th position and be 7.5 seconds back. And then on the next lap, Daniel Hemrick came down pit road along with a couple other guys, including Kaz Gralla, from 9th position after long issues, and would go to the garage. And then it looked like it was going to be a field mileage strategy race. Instead, the caution would come out for Parker Retzlaff, who spun and got stuck in the gravel trap in turn number 6. Looks like he maybe had a brake failure or something on that car. He had issues, of course, in the ARCA race yesterday, but unfortunately got stuck in the gravel trap and brought the caution out. And then Daniel Hemrick would get the free pass, but unfortunately would go to the garage. So then we saw a little strategy. Sam Mayer, Justin Allgaier, Ty Gibbs, Kyle Busch, Austin Hill, Sage Karam, Cole Custer were among the guys that stayed out while the rest leaders came down pit road. So then on the restart, Sam Mayer lead the field from the inside and Justin Allgaier on the outside. Ty Gibbs went 3 wide on the restart, tried to make a fantastic move to the outside, but unfortunately, Sam Mayer had the lead going into turn 1. There was a lot of contact happening from behind. Kyle Busch went wide. Justin Allgaier had a bad restart as well. And then Ty Gibbs got such a great restart, he was able to clear. But Ty Gibbs made a little bit of move on Sam Mayer, and after that, Sam was not happy. Meanwhile, the final caution day would come out when we saw the crash coming into turn number 5, when Justin Allgaier, I believe, got turned by Cole Custer. Allgaier got clipped, and unfortunately, Kaz Gralla, Alex Bowman, and many other drivers, including Brandon Jones, were collected in the crash. To me, I think that's just a mistake by Cole Custer. Just made a little bit of a rookie move. A guy's been experienced in the Xfinity Series for many, many years. You can't make mistakes like that, and unfortunately, it cost a really good day for Justin Allgaier and a couple other guys in this race. So then we stayed under caution for a very, very long time, and then John Nemechek, he got a black flag. So then we got to the final restart of the race. Ty Gibbs led the field from the inside, and Austin Hill on the outside going into overtime. For, of course, the first overtime since 2011. All of a sudden, Sam Mayer gets payback on Ty Gibbs, gets into the back bumper, turns him across, and spins Ty Gibbs out. And Sam Mayer assumes control. Actually, Sheldon Creed, he assumed control of this race, but there was a lot of oil on the racetrack. So it came down to a battle between Sheldon Creed and Sam Mayer after the contact. To me, I think it's fair. I think that Sam Mayer got a little payback. Of course, they've had a history from last year at Martinsville. They got into a fight after the race, of course, and I feel like that payback's been coming for a very, very long time. So it's not a shock and surprise that it ended up happening. But then Sam Mayer and Sheldon Creed put on a really good battle for the win. Sheldon Creed got a little bit wide, and Sam Mayer assumed control of the lead, coming to the white flag. Chaos is happening right here. Brandon Jones ended up spinning in the carousel as well. Sam Mayer, though, had the race lead coming to the white flag. Sheldon Creed was starting to close in. Obviously, Sam Mayer had a ton of damage after the contact with Ty Gibbs. And then, of course, you had Sheldon Creed, who had a faster car and fresher tires, and also think he had better fuel mileage going as well. He tried to close in, but the oil unfortunately cost him a shot. And coming out the final corner, after the controversial win, Sam Mayer comes off the corner and picks up his second victory of 2023 and his second career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory. Look, a lot of people are going to look at this win from Sam Mayer and think that it was a really bad move by Sam Mayer. I honestly disagree. Look, I understand that Sam Mayer, everyone was going to think that was a little bit of a dirty move, and Ty Gibbs deserved to win because, to be fair, Ty Gibbs led 70 or 75 laps. And Ty Gibbs was not happy with Sam Mayer, but he didn't go over and fight him. I thought it was going to be a fight after the race. But Ty Gibbs had a little bit of somewhat of a mature interview, but it wasn't the most mature interview, kind of calling him out just a little bit, and Sam Mayer did not take responsibility. But it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do in these situations. So congratulations, Sam Mayer, on picking up the victory. Just an incredible finish. It's not as good as a 2012 finish at Watkins Glen, I will say, but it's still a very, very solid racing overall. And congratulations once again to Sam Mayer. He's really starting to come into his own. He's been much faster these last 2 weeks. He had a really good run at the Indy Road Course. Looked like it was going to be Ty Gibbs winning, but nonetheless, Sam Mayer picks up the victory. So now we're going to take a look at the race results, and I'll give you my score of today's race. So Sam Mayer picks up the victory. Sheldon Creed finished second. He had a solid top 5, top 10 car. Probably had the 5th best car in the field, but a really strong day in second place. Great run for him. Parker Kligerman finished his third. Great day for Parker Kligerman. Obviously, with the Riley Herbst issues, he's going to make up a ton of ground on the cutoff line. A great day for Kligerman. Ran top 10 pretty much all day long. Held on with the fuel mileage and gets a very respectable third-place finish. Great run for him. Ross Chastain finishes fourth. He ran top 15 and top 20 times, but he's never really a major factor. Complaining about issues on the car, and he still rebounds to finish in the top 5. Very solid day for Ross Chastain. Connor Mosack finishes fifth. Connor Mosack wrecked twice in this race, and still somehow had an incredible save near the end. A great day from that. I think that's his first career top 5 finish in Xfinity, so very solid day for Connor Mosack in fifth. I've been really hard on him because he wrecks every single race, but still, got to give credit where credit's due. He finishes fifth. John Hernimacek finished sixth, a very solid recovery after having to come down the road because of the phone issues. He had a top 10 car most of the day, never was a major factor, but he does finish sixth. Solid run for him. Cole Custer finished the 7th. Of course, had the issues with Justin Allgaier near the end. He had a top 5 car to start at the rear. A solid day overall, but not a great day. He finishes 7th. Chandler Smith finishes 8th. He was awfully lapped for points and still rebounds to finish in the top 10. Solid run for him. Alex Bowman finishes 9th. Really solid recovery for Alex Bowman. I think he had the second or third best car in this race. I don't think it was as good as Ty Gibbs, but still a good day for Alex Bowman in 9th. Hopefully that will be a really solid confidence booster for the Cup Series race tomorrow afternoon. And Jeff Burton finishes 10th. Solid run for Jeff Burton. Survived all the carnage and didn't have really issues throughout the race. And gets a very solid 10th place finish. Brandon Jones finished 11th. Brandon Jones has been pretty much non-existent, but you know what? He's going to make up some points on Riley Herbst and making some ground up on the cutoff line today. Does finish 11th despite all the controversy. Not a bad run, all things considered. Brennan Poole finishes 12th. How about that for JD Motorsports? Not the greatest run for that team in the world, but you know what? Them getting top 15s is really awesome to see, and got spun out early, so solid recovery for him. Kyle Weatherman finished 13th. He crashed during practice and had to go to backup car, but a very solid recovery for Kyle Weatherman. Both finished in the top 15. Very impressive. Austin Hill finishes 14th. He was a little frustrated, I think, with Sam Mayer after the race. Austin Hill had probably a top 5 finish coming and was probably going to make up a lot of ground on John Nemechek. Actually, was going to pull away in the regular season championship, but he finishes 14th. Kind of disappointing for Austin Hill. Sage Karam finished 15th. Solid top 15 run for Sage Karam. He's been pretty good in these road courses. Had a top 5, of course, at Road America. Had a chance to win that race. Very solid top 15 finish for him. Justin Allgaier finished 16th. Not sure, he had, of course, that damage, was top 5 a lot of the day, but all the chaos, he finishes as 16th. Ty Gibbs finished 17th. A lot of people are going to say that Ty Gibbs deserved to win. He had definitely the best car for sure. Was going to go and basically run away with this thing. And I actually thought he was going to go ahead and win it. But, of course, the cautions coming out late cost him a shot. And then, of course, had the controversy with Sam Mayer. He finished 17th. Ty Gibbs, again, was not very happy after the race about that. But it is what it is. Sammy Smith finished 18th. Not a great day for Sammy Smith. Struggled throughout the day. Had issues, of course, with Kaz Grala. He finished 18th. Kyle Sieg finishes 19th. Josh Berry, after spinning out, he finished 20th with the oil. Ryan Sieg finished 21st. Joe Graf Jr. finished 22nd. Daniel Hemrick finished 23rd after his issues. Alex Abay finished 24th. Josh Walicki finished 25th. Parker Ressler, after getting stuck in the gravel, finished 26th. Kyle Busch finished 27th. He was someone who I picked going in the race and honestly was never a factor and struggled throughout the day. Was really had issues with complaining about gear issues. And then, of course, went to the garage after the mechanical gremlins. He finished 27th. Kaz Grala, after crashing out, he finished 28th. Brad Moffitt finished 29th after his axle issues. Ryan Ellis finishes 30th. Anthony Alfredo finishes in 31st. Stan Bear finished 32nd. Seven Parsons finished 33rd. Max McLaughlin, after crashing out, finished 34th. Riley Herbst finished 35th. Josh Williams finishes 36th. Jeremy Clemens finishes 37th. And finishing last in 38th place is Blaine Perkins. So now let's talk about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give you my score of today's race. Honestly, I'll just go through because this race is kind of broken up into 2 parts. I think the first 40 or 50 laps, or basically the first 60, 70 laps, was kind of a strategy-based race. You had a lot of cautions in the middle portion of that, but this race was really dominated by Ty Gibbs, and at times it was good, but sometimes it was kind of boring. But that sometimes can happen in races. Sometimes guys are just going to dominate, and that's going to happen. I think the last 10 or 15 laps, though, was definitely very entertaining. A great finish ended off. You had solid racing up front, and overall, it was overall a good race. For the first half, I'll probably give it overall 6 out of 10. For me, for the other half, I'll probably give it an 8 to 8.5 out of 10. The finish was a 10 out of 10. It was absolutely incredible. So my score of today's NASCAR Xfinity Series race overall, I'm going to give today's Xfinity Series race an 8 out of 10. Like I said, it was a kind of a boring beginning, a mid-beginning, but then the ending was really, really entertaining and really, really exciting. So for me, it is an 8 out of 10. So, that is where today's NASCAR Xfinity Series race to be from Watkins Glen. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on so you know if I win a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Links go below over that, and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below. And congratulate Sam Mayer on picking up the win in the Xfinity Series race at Watkins Glen. Let me know your thoughts on the race, and let me know your congratulations to Sam Mayer. Tomorrow on the channel of the NASCAR Cup Series race to be on the channel. That'll be after the Cup Series race concludes. Then on Monday, there'll be NASCAR news on the channel. We've had some news come out throughout the week that I've not been able to catch up on. Then, of course, we'll have race picks for the Truck Series race at the Milwaukee Mile. And then on Tuesday, may have a 2,000 subscriber special with maybe a driver lineup video potentially dropping. And then, of course, there might also be the Xfinity Series race picks for Daytona as well. Wednesday's going to be a NASCAR news video. And then on Thursday, we are going to have the Cup Series race picks for Daytona as well. A lot of content dropping. Once again, thank you guys for 2,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. A lot of great content dropping. I'll see you guys for more awesome and great content on the channel. Take care, everybody.